I'm going to try this again. I started recording this and my battery went dead. Happens every single time. Doesn't matter how much battery life I think I have left. Alright, so I was detecting here along the creek. I found, it's all crusty and gross right now, but I found, I think, the biggest horseshoe I have ever dug out of here. This thing is huge. Bigger than my feet. Way bigger than my feet. So, I started digging on this side of the creek and was really finding some cool things over here. And I left my camera way up there. So I didn't go over there and get it. So I have a lot of things to show you. Just kind of wanted to share the creek. So I brought the camera over here to the creek so you can hear the creek running. So I found this little guy. Pretty sure that's a drawer pull. Brass on the bottom. There's some iron up top because it's all crusty. And then a couple videos ago, one video ago, not sure, I found, I think, the smallest harmonica reed I have ever seen. Today I think I found the largest, or at least a piece of the largest that I have ever seen. It's enormous. And then I found this little guy. I'm not sure what this is. It rang up beautiful. Looks like there were little tines coming off of it, so maybe a comb of some kind. Obviously all of this is gone, but then I found a tent grommet. I find them everywhere I go. This one looked to have possibly had leather in it, which is kind of cool. I do find rivets a lot with leather in them. It's an old grommet. I mean, it's not an ancient grommet, but it's an old grommet. And then somebody comment below and tell me what the heck this thing is. I know I have seen it before. I have no idea where. I can't place it. Actually, I think there's one in Michigan in my iron bucket. But I still don't know what it is. So if you know what this is, comment and let me know. And then, it's a little crinkly, but I think it all goes together right there. I have no idea what that is. It's brass on the back, so I'm thinking it was silver plate. I don't know, maybe it was a picture frame at one time. There's little spots in it. Possibly a picture frame? I don't know. I'm going to try to straighten it out a little bit. I'm not going to do it out here in the field, but I took it down the creek and washed it up so you can see how pretty it was. And then of course there's my pennies. This one's a 1944. This one is so crusty I can't tell. Looks like it's a 1930 something. But really, I found this one literally laying on top of the ground. And there's been several fires that have gone through here. Some of them were when they were burning off the dump. And then some of them were just lightning strikes or brush fires or you name it. There's been a lot of fires around here. There's a lot of glass that's melted. And this one was literally laying on top. I saw it before my detector picked it up. So it's pretty crusty and I can't tell what I'll probably never get a date off of it. I'm going to clean it a little bit and see if maybe, but I doubt it. And then I found 3 of these little snaps. I can tell it used to be a snap because one still has something left on it. The whole back is iron. The front is brass. And I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not, but it has a pretty nice design. I cannot tell what it is. This one is the iron ate through from the back. And this one, same design, but I can tell on the bottom of it, if I can get my big thumb out of your way, it says flyer. Now I don't have, once again, I have no internet signal where I'm at. I never do. Every time I find something that I want to research, 0 signal. But I'm going to research these when I get back home, hopefully find out maybe a time frame. Because like I said, this house was here from the early 1800s. And so far I found a penny dating up to 1944. Now that doesn't mean the house was here that long, but we do know it was here long enough to have had electricity. Maybe if I make it back down to the other end of the field, I did find the grounding rod that I dug up a couple years ago. And I thought that the owner had taken it with him, but it's still up there because I detected it again and my eyes got the size of saucers because it sounded so nice. So if I can find it again, if I can make it down to that end of the field, I'll show it to you. It's huge. However, my detector was picking up that horseshoe, which obviously horseshoes always sound wonderful. Let me get my shovel out of your way. And I was trying to be careful because I didn't want to push all this dirt over the bank right here. So I was going really slow with my trowel. Let's see if I can even find it in the viewfinder. I have to take you down there with me. Can you see that laying there? The center of the screen? Hold on, get that real quick. The other day I found a brass wedding ring. Today I found another one on the other side of the creek. It's in really rough shape. I doubt there's any kind of markings on it. I'll take it home and scrub it up. It's actually pretty heavy for being a brass ring. But I'll take it home, scrub it up, see what I can find. Hopefully there's something inside there because I have no idea. It's actually a really nice shaped one. Usually when I find them, they're all out of shape and wonky looking, and I wouldn't wear it because it'd probably cut your finger off. However, this one is shaped just like a regular wedding ring. It looks just like a gold one, except it's brass. So anyway, that's what I found so far today. And put you back down here in the creek. This is what you're hearing back here. This little waterfall back here. I like to record waterfalls. I like to listen to them. Maybe I'll throw up a couple videos of those. They're all over the property here. Anyway, I'll get back to you if I find more. If not, that probably means I went home for dinner. Alright, this item, I knew in the field it was a drawer pull. Very Victorian era. There would have been an escutcheon back here to cover that screw. About the same size as the pull knob itself. I did not find that out in the field. This was all I found. However, I did find some for sale that looked just like this. It had a little bit of information on it, but not a lot. It just said Victorian era. On the back, when I was cleaning it, and I know you can't see that because it's pretty rough, it says KBC. So I Googled that to find out what KBC was. And actually, I was quite surprised. It's Keeler Brass Company. It was started in 1893 in Middleville, Michigan. And like I said, this week I'm recording down here in Kentucky. So, and I actually live in Michigan, so that was kind of cool for me. But when this company started out, it was during a bad period financially. And I guess the way that they were able to prosper was by supplying Henry Ford with brass parts and trim for the Model T. So that's how they became successful, and they're actually still in business today making drawer pulls, fancy Victorian style drawer pulls. So I thought that was pretty awesome. They actually operate out of Grand Rapids, Michigan now. So a little bit of tidbit of history. That's my favorite part anyway. That's why I do this. This item, in the original video when we were out in the field, I did take it down the creek and kind of wash it up a little bit. I had said that I thought it kind of looked like a small picture frame. We had one similar to this with a picture of my grandparents in it when they were first married in their 20s. This, however, is still kind of bent. I'm afraid to straighten it all the way. I don't want to break it. So it would have been similar to that. So I thought it might be just a fancy picture frame. After I brought it home and washed it and tried straightening it, there's a clasp right there. So I don't know if this would have been a brooch of some sort or maybe like a scarf pin. It is brass on the back and it's coming off, and you see in certain areas where it's coming completely off. The silver plate on the front. But yeah, that would have been a pin. That would have been beautiful. The hole in the center, I mean, it's quite large, so I would say maybe it went over like a fancy scarf, or something of that era. This would have been Victorian era, so but yeah, it was a pin. Right, this ring I found out, I don't know what day it was, in one of the previous days that I was out detecting. It was just a wrap-up clip for that clip from out in the field. I had said in the video that it always broke my heart to find a ring like that because it meant the world to somebody, and they lost it. Now, of course, it's a wooded area now, but it was a house site back then. However, if you turn this around, it gets kind of wonky shaped and a big hole in the middle. And that does not look like, I'm going to stick my finger so you can see that hole if I can get my camera to focus. That does not look like where a setting for a gemstone would go. I'm not sure really what that was. Well, I wasn't. And if you look at this one, this is an actual brass wedding ring that I found later in the videos. And you can see they're different color. Even the corrosion looks different. So I took it to a friend of mine. Not this one, but this one. This one is definitely a brass wedding ring. You can tell by looking at that. That's what that is. This one, I took it to a friend, and she thinks this is actually a copper Indian trade piece. In this field, I have found several Native American artifacts in this field. We know that it was heavily populated with Shawnee in the recent past. We have several museums around here for people who have found giant collections, and I'll throw up some pieces of those photos from the museums because I did take this to a museum to get it looked at, along with another item that you'll see in my video. They were not able to confirm whether or not that's what this is. However, they have one that looks identical to it in the museum. So we're not positive if this was a wedding band or if it was an Indian trade piece. But if you look at the difference, I mean, they're night and day in the difference. And I know, different rings would have been different back then. This one, we're positive, was a wedding band. This one, we're pretty sure it was an Indian copper trade piece. So that makes it even more special to me, because in one of my videos you heard me say, finding arrowheads and Indian artifacts it's my favorite treasure, because there's just what Native American people, and I am part Cherokee, but what the Native American people went through, and their master craftsmanship, and how they made their tools and their items that they used, it just amazes me. But yeah, we're pretty sure that's what that is. Alright, as you can see, that sun's just about gone. So I found this in my last hole, but I kept getting a beep. Looks like it's solid brass. It looks like it's some kind of, like a tie-down slide, like a tie-down tensioner maybe? I don't know. I clean it off, see if it's got any writing on it. I don't think it does, but we'll clean it off and find out. But I kept getting a beep and I couldn't find it. Then I thought I had a washer. And then I found a hem weight. I love these. Oops, and I just dropped it. I threw it away. Just kidding. I don't know if these ever have anything stamped on them or not. But I'll clean it up and find out. I don't think they do. I think they're all just plain. I also got a sash buckle, if I can find it in here. With all my other stuff. If I don't find it, I'll show you in the wrap-up. I did. Here it is. Right here. I dug that out. I thought I had a penny. But I was not disappointed. I'd much rather find this than a penny. But anyway, it's getting kind of dark up here. I know you can't tell that looking at the sun. But I'm going to head out of here before my dad starts worrying about me. I will show you one more thing on my way out. But we have to get over there first. Alright, this item, I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not. If I can get it to focus in there. Has a number 4 in this little disc. I had said in the video that I thought they were probably blank. This one has a number 4 in it though. The research that I did shows that they were actually more used for curtain weights at that time. They did say that during the Civil War era they would use them in like the long coattails to keep them from flapping up. But this one was more than likely a curtain weight. I did find a lot of sash weights in this house a couple years ago, and they were enormous. And it was around the same area that I found this weight, so I would say that was a curtain weight. Hopefully you can see that number 4 in there. But yeah, it's a large weight. It would be one heck of a dress if it was in a dress. Alright, so, had a buddy of mine say, what's so great about Kentucky? Here in Michigan, we can put our beer out on the porch. Keep it cold. Refrigerator dies on Thanksgiving, no problem. Stick the whole dinner outside. Well, eat your heart out, Michigan, because I got one year round. And I'm going to go enjoy that cold Diet Pepsi. Thanks for watching Kentucky Dirt Fishing.